Well, first and foremost, I just want to say, I tip my hat to Mark Prosser in Western Carolina. He has built a very good program there, as you saw. They came in here wanting to win the game and the way they played. So, I was proud of our guys' effort and all that stuff, but I just want to commend them and their program. He's doing it the right way, and I think that needed to be mentioned. As for our guys, we had a good focus of practice and scout and our walkthrough today. We knew that they had to make a lot of threes to beat us. And even though we gave up a couple early, give them some confidence, I thought overall 8 for 25 was exactly what we needed to do. And then I thought our guys did a good job with the game plan of playing inside, outside, and assaulting the paint. At times we took some quick threes instead of getting the ball downhill into the basket, into the paint, throw it in the post. When we did that, we just had some good offensive balance. So we had a lot of assists on our baskets, and that's what we talk about, keeping that ball hot, keep sharing it. So I thought a lot of guys played the right way tonight.
Mark Davis, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Was wondering what's happened during this 4-game homestand. What's improved that leads you to believe you have a better team going into LSU next Tuesday than you did that went to Penn State a few weeks ago?
Well, I just experience just going through the battles and more guys getting more playing time, young guys getting more comfortable out there. I thought Josh Banks played really well today and looked really aggressive today. He just wasn't that aggressive early on, even though he's playing well for us, because he was making sure he's doing things right. Now his natural instincts as a basketball player are taking over. You saw that from Jamar today, right? Jamar he didn't look like a freshman today. He was aggressive going to the basket, aggressive on defense, aggressive looking for a shot and executing. So that helps a lot. And being at home, that of course helps, gives our guys a little more comfort here. But, as we move along, you got to continue to play better as you get into league play and you play some big dogs. But these games here, I thought we played the right way, and a lot of guys contributed and just got experience, and I think that helps.
Wayne, go ahead.
What do you think was a turning point, in that big run down the first half stretch? Was it, the Bones 3, on the left wing there, that step back, or just what do you think really ignited that after, Western Carolina was having some success on offense?
Well, I thought, of course, hitting a 3 gets you going and builds momentum without a doubt. But I thought we had a couple deflections, a couple quick steals that led to some offensive plays. They had an unforced turnover, throwing it, and Trey got a dunk. Just different things like that start building up, and that's where you get a run. A little better defensively in our rotations and running them off the 3 there helped us get that run without a doubt. So, but when you have offensively, if you're playing the right way and we're taking the right shots and we're taking care of the ball, we really took care of the ball today. So we got a lot of opportunities going downhill at the rim, and that's where we scored some points.
What stood out the most to you about Jamar? Was it his aggressiveness, kind of getting into the rim? And of course, he had a couple threes late too.
I loved his aggressiveness, Wayne, early going to the basket. Jamar played very well today, had a really good practice yesterday. Just, he got downhill and he's a strong finisher, can also draw fouls. And then when you get in the flow of the game, is like he did in the second half, he can make threes as well. So I'm really glad to see him have success. I'm really proud of him. He's done a really good job on and off the court of maturing and following the plan that we have him off the court as well as on the court. And it's turning into results. He's helping the team win, but he's having personal success. And I think that's what it's all about. That's why you go to college. And that's why we, want a guy like him at VCU. I think he's not even scratching his potential yet.
Sean Robertson, go ahead.
Wayne stole my thunder there with that Jamar question. Mike, congrats on the win. I know you mentioned to me before the game you wanted to limit Western Carolina's three-point shooting and not get them to the free throw line early in each half. How do you think your defense did in those two specific avenues?
Thought we gave up a couple rotation threes in the first half, gave them a little confidence, which happens, right? we didn't put them on the line in the first half early, which I was proud of that. I thought we had some good discipline guarding the ball and guarding some of their actions. Second half, I thought we did a much better job of not giving up. I thought they took some tough threes, some defended threes. I thought we rebounded and ran from some missed threes. As I like to call, some shooting turnovers. They took a couple tough threes at the end of some pressure and some rotations that we ran it down better. I thought we fouled. We had a couple of fouls away from the basket, trying to pick guys at half court, and we got to be a little more disciplined that way. But that, there were two things that were very important to us. I thought we were better at them.
And if I could follow up, I asked the guys this, and I'll ask you. You took care of business winning these 4 games here at home. What did you learn about your team as you get ready for 2 tough road tests starting next week at LSU?
Well, number one is we could be better than we are now. Like, let's not be satisfied. 4 good home wins. I liked it. I like that we had leads and then built on them and put some people away. I don't think we did that in the past, especially last year. So I like this group has a little bit of a, knock and keep them while they're down. So I like that part of it. Finish, and I think Ace has a lot to do with that, just with his steadiness, even late in games, and a big lead of getting us in our offense. I like that. Our defense is probably better than I thought it would be at this point, but now let's continue to make it even better. Let's make it elite. So I think we can get better, but we did show signs that we could score the basketball when we really keep the ball hot and share it, and then we could stop people and we could take them out of their stuff. We also showed better than South Dakota. I thought we pressed in South Dakota, but I thought we pressed better the last 4 games, and we got to continue to do that.
Thanks, Mike.
You bet.
Natalie's having trouble with her microphone, but I think Sean's question kind of touched on that. Natalie, can you, does that work for you? Just type something in the chat. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right, go ahead, Wes.
Coach, with a team that's mixed like this, and to go through what they go through on a weekly basis with the testing, to not be playing in front of big crowds, is this a really an adaptable group of guys? This is a really coachable group of guys, because they seem to just kind of go with the flow. But you get to see more of them than we do. But do you find them to be a very coachable, easygoing group of guys?
Most days, right? I mean, they're 19 to 22-year-olds, Wes, so not every day. I mean, they get emotional and they're moody, just like you and I were in college too. So, I mean, but that's how it goes. But they love to play basketball. We had a shoot around today, and 40 minutes before the shoot around, there were a bunch of guys in the gym shooting. And then when the shooting was over, they're supposed to go eat pregame, and 15 minutes after that, they're still shooting. They like to be in the gym. They like to be around each other. That's huge. That's huge for morale. That's huge to get through some of this stuff that they deal with. No, I don't. These guys are having, they have some bad days too, or some tougher practices. Just like all college athletes, I remember those days that I wasn't always on top of things as a player, but you just got to grind through it. I do like, as a young group, though, they have some resolve about competing. Yesterday we competed a little bit in practice, black versus gold, and they got after it, and it carried over to the game today, and I really like that. And they love to play. So, with all I said this last night to my wife, is with all the craziness that we have to take care of, that's sort of new, right? It still goes back to, these guys are together and they're here because they want to play basketball, and they want to play basketball at VCU. I think you see that fun and that enjoyment, and I think that carries over to each other no matter what. And I think you see that a lot every day, which is cool, really cool.
Wayne had a couple of follow-ups. Go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah, just wondering, now you get this week off, so how will you use the week? And then also, second part of that question, just what are your, early impressions of LSU, and have you had a chance? I know he's been, dealing with, quarantine and everything. Have you had a chance to talk to Coach Wade about you guys' teams or the matchup so far this year?
No. I watched LSU, the game when they played St. Louis. I watched not all of it, but some of that one. I just watched that one, and then that's it. Come on, you know me by now, Wayne. I have no problem telling you I'm one at a time. When we go back to the office tonight, they'll put the games on my computer, and I'll get my folders out from last year and start a new one. That's just how I've always done it. But I saw them play against St. Louis. They're really talented. Coach has done a great job. They reloaded quick. And they're really talented. They're one of the best offensive teams, and the way they play defense with their length and size. And we got an awesome road game opportunity, but we got our hands full for sure. But that's why you come to VCU to play games like this. So we beat them here. I'm sure they're going to use that as great motivation. But also we have a whole different team. What a great experience for us to go on the road, just like Penn State and like South Dakota. Go together and figure it out and see if we can pull one out in 40 minutes. That'd be a lot of fun.
Thank you.
But
And then Mark Davis, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought of another one. Hey, Coach, does Bones have the green light to shoot anywhere on the court pretty much anytime he wants?
what do you think, Mark?
I think he does.
Yeah. He really works on a shot. And now, like timing, the one thing, timing. If we come down the court, we had 4 or 5 bad possessions. We don't need a one-pass bomb. But I'm big on transition threes. Ace pulled up and shot that 3 late in the game. He works on that, and it's hard to defend that. I believe in that. I think the hardest thing in college basketball is defensive transition. So as teams are trying to figure out how to get back, you throw it ahead and hit a 3. That hurts. Ace pulls up like that. Bones has that opportunity, that green light. Vince, the way he shoots the ball, he shoots the same shot every time. I want those guys to be really aggressive. But with freedom comes responsibility. You want that freedom and that green light. You better be in the gym shooting all the time, and you better be shooting game shots and game speed. Not saying, Coach, I got 200 shots up. Anybody can get 200 shots up. But are you shooting game shots, game distance, at game speed? And are you shooting them at the end of practice when you're a little fatigued and winded like you would be in games? It's easy to shoot 200 shots before practice when you slept all day and had a good meal. But after a hard practice and you're a little fatigued, can you shoot game shots, game shot, game speed after practice and make them? And he does that. And he does have a green light, but you guys know I respect that. I respect guys that work really hard. That's how they earn that.
Troy Daniels seemed to be a guy that also was in that same situation from beyond the arc. Is there another guy who
Melvin? Melvin had that. Come on, Melvin had some, and Melvin really worked on his body and getting in shape. So he took great pride, him and Troy, of being fatigued after practice and making that. Bones is doing that more and more. I thought Jaquan Lewis, the speed that he played at, and him shooting pull-up threes and big-time threes late in games, he worked on that without a doubt. Bradford Burgess was another one. Every time Brad shot the ball, you thought it was going in. So, that we've, well before I've been here, Jamal Schuler was one of those guys, right? There's been a lot of VCU guys that have had that neon green light.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thank you.
You got it.
All right. Last question tonight will be from Sean Robertson.
Mike, to piggyback on Mark's question about having the green light, I get the sense with Bones that he doesn't have the quick trigger. He's going to chuck up 5 or 6 in a row. He paces himself. Seems like he has a really good feel of the game to pick and choose his spots. So when to be aggressive and when to let the guys around him be aggressive.
Yeah, and we could all talk about his shots because people talk about it, but one of Bones' greatest strengths is the way he passes the ball and sees the floor. So he's a player; he's just not a shooter, right? And that's just as much of a strength and a threat for us than him making a deep 3. But he can shoot the ball at a high rate. So we're glad he's on our team, right? But what I tell them is, it's not get open, right? Get open and make an easy one. Get yourself going. Get to the rim. Get to the foul line. When you feel good about that, and you see the ball go in close to the rim, or on a layup, a good drive, or on a free throw, then you're ready to shoot threes and step into them and be ready to shoot the easy ones. And then as you get going, you feel confident. Then you see some of the ones he makes.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thanks.
All right, guys. Have a great night.